everybody, what is going on? It's Kujo Fools, and we are back with part 2 of ESO Morrowind. So, in our last episode, we were introduced to Lord Veck. We learned everything about him, and from the sounds of it, he is dying. There's somebody with evil intents that is stealing his life force, or his energy, or his whatever you want to call it. So, we're in the process of figuring out exactly why they're doing it and how they're doing it. So, the game's not loading in any of the NPCs from what I can tell, but for now we're gonna go ahead and continue on with our quest. Hopefully this old man hater is still over here somewhere and we don't have to worry about him not loading in. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with that today. So we need to talk to him, and apparently he's going to send us out on some crazy quests to see exactly if we can find anything that would help us out with this investigation. Here he is.
I performed that ritual countless times, and it never exploded in my face before. If I discover that you sabotaged the divination... No. I shouldn't take my failure out on you. It's not your fault that things are difficult. How do you know about... Lord Veck told you? Of course he did. It's his prerogative, I suppose. You must swear to keep this secret, though. There would be panic in the streets if the people believed one of the tribunal was incapacitated. It's true. I'm much better at scholarly pursuits than field work. And the ritual wasn't a total failure. It confirmed 3 locations from my earlier studies. Balmora, Aldrin, and Alazhar's tower. Haven't you left yet? The sites at Balmora, Aldrin.
Okay, so we need to investigate these specific sites in order to see if we can find anything that could potentially be detrimental to Lord Veck. Okay, and we're gonna... There we go. Okay. So we're gonna focus on the main quest for now. We're not gonna worry about the side quests that are all over the place. So we're gonna head over this way first. This is Alazhar's tower. And I cross-country this stuff. I don't really follow the paths, so if that bothers you guys, I'm sorry. Alright, so we're here at the tower. Only took us like forever because I guess I should follow the paths if I really want to get from point A to point B the quickest. So it looks like Alazhar's tower is based off of a mage by the name of Alazhar. See what all is going on in here. If I don't have to fight too much. I just want to talk to the guy. Please don't be upset with me.
Oh, such displeasure and disappointment. Nothing works, even though every calculation... Divine energy. I'll have you know I participated in Lord Sothis Seal's 9 analyses of the exalted enigmas. But we have more important matters. I'm about to determine the correlation between color and time, and I could use another set of hands. A reciprocal exchange. Interesting, yes. I can see the benefits of such an arrangement. Very well. Just activate the crystals in the proper sequence while I modulate the energy flow. Less chance of an explosion that way.
Okay. So in order to help him, we have to activate these crystals in a specific way. So, let's see here. Okay, is there any hints whatsoever? No, just a bug.
No. Reset the mechanism and try again.
Okay, so when they blow up in smoke like that, it's a problem.
Smoke instead of light. Try again.
Okay, so it's gotta be one of those two. Either the blue one or the red one.
A good start. Keep
Okay,
going.
red. Imagine if one of these ones over here, right?
Correct.
Aha!
So good.
This one?
Like clockwork you are.
There we go. And then this one, yeah. Aha! I'm super smart.
One more to go.
So it's pretty much in the shape of a star.
I love it when the gears align.
Alright, we got his experiment done. Now he can give us some answers.
Perfect. Such are the benefits of an extra set of appendages. The energy flows freely and without disruption, allowing the rods and the pistons to align in a most pleasing manner. Thank you. Now, why do you want to know about divine energy? Scent. How intriguing. I was just thinking about my former master, Sir Seal, and the experiments we conducted. He desperately sought to understand the power he and his companions attained, especially whether or not that power was temporary. Not while I assisted him. He had a tool that he used to drain away minute bits of his own divine energy to store and study. He could extract it and return it as he saw fit. Not sure what became of the tool, but here are my notes from those days. More questions? Well, Lord Sotha Seal attributed curiosity to intellectual superiority. Suppose I should do the same. Ask, and I will attempt to tighten the cogs of your ongoing education as best I can. Odd question. Is a hammer a weapon? A saw? A Dwemer spring spanner? No, it was just a tool. A device crafted by Sotha Seal to aid in his endless experiments. Suppose I could imagine ways to modify the device, but for what reason? Haven't a clue. Tools have a way of wandering off when you don't stay vigilant. Had a guar that used to swallow tools when I wasn't looking. Glowed for a month until the enchantment dissipated and the tool passed. Should have heard the screams. He's the father of mysteries and the architect of time. One of the tribunal. The three living gods of the Dark Elves. Creates all sorts of helpful and intriguing devices, like the Clockwork City. I haven't seen my old master in many years. It's a wonder and a miracle. All brass tunnels, glass domes, and giant gears. He was inspired by the work of the Dwemer. But the Clockwork City is pure Sotha Seal. He made it to forge the future and reshape the world. I learned a lot there.
Yeah, our next two locations are actually closer that way. So we'll go ahead and fast travel. We went completely out of our way to get this one all the way out here, and the other two are on the opposite side of the island. So we'll head over that way and see what else we can learn. So what we know now is that there is a tool that can extract divine energy, but chances are it no longer exists because a guar ate it. It probably pooped it out somewhere. And it was created by Sotha Seal, which is another one of the living gods that the Dark Elves worship. So, we'll see exactly what else these other areas have in store for us. Okay, so we made it to Balmora. So, let's see. Gather information. Let's see.
I can't believe they want us to go outside the house to find Veck. You look like the traveling sort.
Alright, we'll see if we can gather some information here. So it's just literally we'll head down this walkway here a little bit. Okay, I know. Stop pestering.
Hold still.
Alright.
Stop weaving.
I do love this town. I like the way the houses are built and stuff. Talk to her real quick. See if she has
I
anything to
love
say.
seeing new faces. For a while, it was just the same old miners and the occasional traveling merchant. Thought Caroline might have to shut this place down. Look at me talking your ears off. What can I get you? At first, I assumed it was the usual house squabbles. Redoran and Hlalu arguments can get pretty heated. Then I thought maybe the Ashlanders were scaring people off. But after that proclamation... No, I'd rather not talk about that with a stranger. I like the color of your gold, Outlander. Just between us, I heard the House Guard shut down the Shulk ore mine. Something to do with violent cultists who attacked the miners and took over the place. Even got the crew chief, or so I heard.
Okay, so it sounds like the two houses that run this city, or are really involved in this city, are at each other's throats right now. So that might be another issue. Is potentially these two are at war with each other, and one's creating a weapon to use against the other, which seems kind of dumb if you're going to kill a living god, but who knows? Maybe if we can find him. Where the hell is he? Is he outside? Yeah, he's outside of the village.
You shouldn't be here. Didn't you read the House Redoran? Our mine was invaded by violent cultists. They showed up and just took the place over. My people are trapped. I'm no expert, but it looked like the cultists were preparing to conduct a ritual before the Ashlander interrupted them. Probably because I heard one of them say, "With this ritual we'll call forth a mystical weapon and attain the power of a god." Really? That's all.
Alright, well, we're gonna hop into this mine here and see if we can save some people. So from the sounds of it, there are some cultists in here, and the Ashlanders went in there and interrupted their ritual that they were probably going to use the miners for. So we're gonna see if we can go in here and sort some things out, see what we can find out. These little guys are so cute. Okay. Before we get started, we're gonna go ahead and... Jerk face. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. Let's do this. Alright, so there's a dead guy here. Okay, so there's a staff or something that was stolen.
You don't look like one of those crazy cultists.
Really? Then forget I said anything about His Holiness nasal preening. There's some sort of Daedric cultists. They've been performing rituals, calling forth divine power, some such nonsense. At least they were, before the Ashlanders showed up. The savages barged into the deep chambers, seemed to know about the hidden passage and everything. Stole the relic the cultists were praying.
Okay, so... Okay, so from the sounds of it, there is a staff that was stolen, and some cultists were trying to use a ritual to get divine energy from, and then the Ashlanders showed up, barged in, took the relic that they were using, or the ritual items, and then they ran for it. So we're going to see if we can find it somewhere in here. Looks like this guy up here is my target. Alright, there's a guy in here. I need to retrieve the ritual thing from. I'm like expecting people to pop out. Oh, hell no. I ain't fighting no trolls. Go back the way I came, thanks.
More thieves! Stop them!
Alright, let's get out of here. Oops, I meant to run. Okay, so we got this ritual bag. I'm not sure if it has what we need in it or not. We're not gonna worry about that, we're just gonna get the hell out of here. So we need to talk to this guy again.
Did you find what? Of course. I perfectly understand.
Okay, so we investigated Balmoral. Now we just need to investigate this area. We do need to start going to the stables. Look at all the shrooms. I do have to admit, this place is pretty cool. I hate those things. Alright, let's see if we're going the right way. Okay, so we can go back this way. Use this path and then use the main path up here. From the looks of it. Alright, let's see here.
I demand to see my brother. Lay hands upon me, and you will lose them. You there! The territory of the Red Exiles shouldn't be traveled lightly. Ashlanders once respected each other, helped one another. You'd think these were house wolves or tribunal dogs, the way they treated me. Speaking of the tribunal, you have the smell of dog about you. I wonder why that is. Lord Vivek, is it? And I thought all the tribunal cared about was building monuments to their own greatness. Nice to see that one of them cares about what's going on beyond their borders. Well, perhaps we can aid each other this day, Outlander. Ashlanders are nomads, but we gather at sacred sites to trade, confer, and pay homage to the past. Aldrin is such a place. That's why Chodala invited the Red Exiles here. But these outcasts won't let me into their camp. I need to find my brother. My brother, Chodala, is the Ashkan of our tribe, and I am his ambassador. I act as a go-between among the tribes. Chodala wants to unite the Dunmer and calmly end the era of the bickering houses. He hopes to convince the tribes to follow his lead. Head into the Red Exiles camp and find my brother. Otherwise, see if you can find out what he was doing in there and where he's gone. Be wary of the outcasts. As you saw, they won't hesitate to attack without reason or provocation. Chodala went to meet with the Red Exiles leader and hasn't returned. If I enter the camp and have to kill any of those foolish outcasts, it could have serious
Okay. So we need to find this chick's brother, because from the sounds of it, he's an Ashlander chief, and he is trying to make a deal with all these people. I'm just gonna kinda make our way through here. This feels so from the sounds of it, they were trying to have their meeting, and I don't know where everybody's at. He has some sort of staff or weapon that he's been using.
You seem to have survived your visit to the Red Exiles camp. Did you find my brother? Interesting. I never suspected that the outcasts were disciplined enough to keep records such as this. Oh no. It means that Chodala really has changed. With his newfound powers and rising ambitions, I fear what he plans for the tribes. I suppose you have a right to know what I'm talking about. Chodala discovered new power out in the wilderness, and it changed his view of the world. He writes about it in that document. Now he believes he's the Nerevarine, and incites the tribes, while I tried to keep them all from doing anything rash.
Okay, so from the sounds of it, this chick's brother straight up got some new powers. And, you know, I am so glad that you had to come out here. Yeah, you better run. I hope that wasn't the... Okay, so we need to head back to... What the hell? Seriously? Go away. Bitch. Okay. We need to head back to... this guy. Oh, I don't have enough things, really? That's funny. Okay, well, I guess we'll head back this way.
At last. Did you see what's happening outside? Red Mountain rumbles louder and more frequently. The sky grows dark, and worst of all, the people are beginning to notice. Soon I'll have to muster the Ordinators to keep them from the palace doors.
Oh, okay, so this, what I saw over in the corner, I don't know if you guys saw it. I thought it was...
In part, Lord Veck is... not well. I won't allow his followers to see him in this state. He continues to lose energy, and it's becoming difficult for him to maintain the realm in his usual fashion. Now, what did your investigations uncover?
So that vision I saw, or whatever, that ghostly figure, it was this guy summoning us back.
I'll review these documents and present your findings to Lord Veck. I was against bringing you into this investigation, but I was wrong. Thank you for aiding. Very well. Tell me what you learned at each of the locations, and let's see. Alazhar faithfully served Sothis Seal. He's as loyal to the Tribunal as I am. He would never intentionally harm Lord Veck. But that tool he mentioned... Perhaps Lord Veck doesn't want his followers to see him in such a weakened state. Only you, Canon Levuel, and myself are permitted into his palace now. Speaking of the palace, Lord Veck wants to see you when we're done here.
I know he wants to
So
see
the
me.
notes
It's the
say,
third time you said that, bro.
and this Saren assisted you. Interesting. Most Ashlanders want nothing to do with the Tribunal. Even so, they rarely become aggressive. I'd say this Chodala bears watching. Interesting theory. Perhaps Chodala's staff can steal Vivek's energy. But I have a hard time imagining how an Ashlander could accomplish such a feat. Lord, from what you discovered, I dare say there may be a correlation between the narcotic relic and the tool Alazhar mentioned. And it seems the Ashlander thieves are connected to Chodala. Your evidence points to a clear conclusion. So it appears. Lord Veck's doing his best not to complain.
Okay.
But I can see how much the draining of his energy has cost him. Just
So all
think.
three of those are tied together. The chief of the Ashlanders is using a weapon that steals divine energy in order to make him powerful, so he can unite all of the houses and tribes under one roof using straight up dictatorship. So, I keep trying to press that button around. So, we're gonna talk to Lord Veck real quick and see what he has to say.
Stand aside! Lord
Since
Veck is expecting me.
Tarvis was
Lord Veck isn't
pretty
receiving
damn
visitors
clear.
today.
We need to talk to him.
My lord, please let me send for aid. Perhaps one of the healers can help you.
Pain is best tolerated in private, as I have written in the 37th ballad.
There must be something I can do.
You can call the Archcanon. He should hear the news our friend brings us. The river drains into the sea as my divinity flows out of me. Needs some work. As you can see, I continue to lose energy, and it has made me somewhat agitated. Have you made any progress toward discovering the source of my discomfort? An Ashlander? That seems unlikely, but I trust your instincts. We need to find out more about this Chodala.
My lord, the Outlander may have actually discovered something.
Okay, you guys, so I feel like we're going to start getting really serious here. We've already done our investigations. We're probably going to go after this guy next. We're going to talk to Tarvis in our next episode. So anyway, you guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you have any questions about Morrowind or ESO in general, just let me know and I'll get back to you. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!